Tiffany here. It's a very sad day here at Living Beautifully today. As you can see, I'm wearing all black. Why, you ask? That is because it is officially fall, and there comes a time in every inflatable hot tub's life when it just has to go. So, today we're going to show you how to take down the inflatable hot tub, because although I could still keep it up, I cannot imagine myself being in there nice and warm and cozy and having to get out of the hot tub in the cold in a swimsuit. Yeah, no, I'm not about that life. I'm wearing a sweater here. There's no way I'm putting on a swimsuit, getting in there, and having to get out and freezing my buns off. No, I'm not the one. So come with us, and we're going to show you how to take down the inflatable hot tub. Let's go. So, as you can see, I have my personal assistant here. I have the hose ready, getting ready to take the cover off. Yeah, so here, this is when you start taking the cover off, when I started taking the cover off, and you see a little bit of the rainwater accumulated on the top. After the rain, have to dump that off each time. That's why it's good to have a cover, I think. Alright, so we have the cover off, and I haven't filtered it in about a week now because I'm not using it. Like I said, it's fall, so I'm kind of afraid to see what the water might be like on the inside, but we'll see. Alright, so now you can take a look at the instruction book, and you see steps 1 and step 2. So what you do first is you take the filters out, and then you put the covers on. And then all of the rest of the directions are there. Alright, so I started out by taking the cover off. You have to unhook the clamps. And let's see what's under there. It wasn't so bad. I actually thought it was going to be worse than that under the cover in the water, since I hadn't filtered it in about maybe 2 weeks, because I haven't been in there in the past 2 weeks. School starting and all, things got busy and the weather has changed, so I kind of neglected it at the end of the season. But you can still tell that it's a little cloudy and it needed some filtering. But those are the filters there. You see the round things there? That's what you have to take out. And the directions that said take those out first. So that's me trying to get them out, and the water was so cold. Oh my gosh, it was so cold. Felt like I was in Antarctica or something. And you can see how dirty the filters are. And for next season, I'll probably just buy some more. You can just rinse these out, but since they've been in there for this season, I will just go ahead and replace them. I'll probably just throw them out and get new ones. So on to the next steps of the directions. Those 3 black caps that you have, like that, those go over top of the spaces where you took the filters out. There are 3 spots in there. Make sure you put one of those on each one of the covers. There's 2 that's together, and then there's 1 on another side. And I will show you that shortly. Believe me, that water was so cold. It's not even funny how cold it was. So if you see there, those are the 2 places where you put the black covers. Like I said, you put them over where the filters were. So there's 2 right there that's together. And then 1 on the other side by where the filter tube is. And that's right there. My hand was freezing. So there's the cover there. And now, that is I forget what it's called. But anyway, you get ready to separate that from the tub. So yeah, we're at step 3. So we're going to show you step 3 and step 4, possibly step 5 too. So yeah, you disconnect the pump from the hot tub. Yeah, that's what it's called, a pump. So disconnect that from the hot tub. So what you do is just like you set it up, but you just undo everything that you just set up. So you unscrew everything. There are 3 things to unscrew, and you will get a little leakage on each one. You'll see that later. My hand starts to get soaked because once you start untwisting it, undoing them, the water from the hot tub starts to leak out. Alright, so once you've unscrewed each one, then you can go ahead and separate the pump from the hot tub. And once again, more water starts to leak out. So now that it's all separated, you can get ready for the next step. And for the next step, this is when you get your hose. So next, get the hose, and then you're going to attach it to the outside of the hot tub. First, you can put the cover over that part. And all of these covers came with the hot tub, and you just have to put it in a safe place for when you're ready to take it down, like now. So I just kept everything in the box. So again, yeah, you hook up your hose to the bottom one. I wouldn't recommend you hooking it up to the top one because the bottom one is the lower one, and that is where your water will be. Once it starts draining, you know, most of the water will be at the bottom of the hot tub, so it's best to put it in the one at the bottom. That way it can drain out the most water. And as you see, it started draining out. Yeah, I had some kinks in the hose at first, but once you get the kinks out, you can see the water was running freely. And I kind of just laid the hose down to drain out at the end of the yard because it's a lot of water in there, and I didn't want all that going into a neighbor's yard or anything. So I just ran 2 hoses down to the end of my yard. And those kinks in there I did have to take out eventually because that prevented the water from running through. So I started this process at about 109. I checked on it at 142. And let's see how much water came out. So as you see, about half of it is gone. So it took about 40 some minutes for that much to go out of it. Oh yeah, when you drain it, you remove that bottom cap, as I think I mentioned before. Keep the top one on there and just remove that bottom one. And the cap that you put over where the filter pump was, you keep that one on there too. Unless you want to use a couple of different hoses to make it go faster, you could possibly do that. But yeah. So my next check was at about 229, and as you can see, the majority of the water has gone out now. It's like way below the minimum line. It's just right under the seats. And so, since most of the water is out, you can also pull that drain down there, and I'll show you that later as well. It's all to make it go faster. If you have the hot tub in a spot where you don't mind getting wet, of course. So after I drained the majority of the water out, I still left a little bit in there. I used my cleaning kit, and for some reason I couldn't find the hand mitt. I wanted that, but I just went ahead and used the brush to go ahead and scrub out the dirt. And see, that's everything that comes in the kit, and that's what I was missing. I don't know where I put that, but must be in the house someplace. So I used this brush instead, and it's really good to clean in between those ridges because dirt can build up. And I also noticed that it gets extra dirty over there where the filters are. It gets extra dirty over there, so you have to do a little extra scrubbing there. And you see I took the seats out. They are removable. They're not just in there permanently or anything. They are removable, and the legs can fold down if you want to sit lower. So I left a little bit of water in the bottom of the hot tub just so I can scrub the tub clean. And you can also use your hose if you want to add more water in it. That helped out a bit just to clean it out, rinse out all the dirt. Put the hose on full force and really get in between those ridges. And so most of the water was out, so I removed the hose. And as you see coming up, the directions tell you to use the handles to pick it up a little bit so that you could put it on the side and then the rest of the water can come out. As you see there in the picture on the directions, they say pick it up some, like I tried to do. It was still quite heavy for me, so I tried. Some water came out, as you can see. But what I decided to do was I decided to go ahead to the deflation step, and I started deflating it, and that way more of the water started to come out. So when you deflate it, you have to use that hose that you use to inflate the hot tub, and there's also a couple of tools in that little plastic package, that bag there. Those are for deflating. So remember, when you first set up your hot tub, put these materials in a safe place so you can have them now when you're deflating them. So that's one of the main pieces that you need for deflation. You're going to connect those two together, and then you're going to connect that device that's on the table to the pump. And it goes right there. And then you connect the hose to it. You can do it first or you can do it after it's on there. It's your choice. Alright, then you need the other piece that's in the bag, and that is going to attach to the hose. So initially when I inflated the hot tub, you have this cap in there that you twist in. So what you do is you just twist it out. See, I had already taken it out, so I put it back in there for you to show. So that's in there, that's for inflation. And so when you're ready to deflate, take that out, and then you're going to put that little piece in there. And you see that little spout there where it's next to the number 1? That is where you initially inflated your hot tub. So now here is also where you're going to put that so you can deflate the hot tub. So you just stick that in there, and you can already hear some of the water leaking out. That's still leaking out. Please excuse my fingers. And now you're going to get ready to plug in the air pump. And remember, always do the test so you don't blow up your house or blow up anything else. Always when you plug it in, do the test first. So now that it's plugged in, you're going to turn the pump on, and then you're going to hit the button with the bubbles. And you can see the hot tub is beginning to deflate. It's such a sad moment. It was so much fun when you were setting it up. It's very sad when you have to deflate it. You see how much air is coming out of there. Alright, so let's speed this up a bit. You can see it deflating for a hot tub. Alright, so this is where there was still a little water in there, so I just pulled that plug there, and that helped a little more of it come out faster. And you can also separate the filter hose from the hot tub then. And then next you can go ahead and start deflating the top, the cover of it. And you do the same thing. You just find that number 2 there, plug in the hose, and then you turn on the air pump, and that will deflate. So you can keep the same piece on there that you had on there to deflate the hot tub, and then stick it in the hole for number 2. That didn't really sound right, but go ahead, and then you put the air pump on, hit the bubbles again, and then the top will deflate. And let's speed that up a bit. Alright, so it's all deflated. I'm going to take the cover off of the top and fold it all up. Fold up the bottom and put it back in the box, and I guess summer is officially over. So until 2021 with the hot tub. Thank you all for watching Living Beautifully. It's been a long day. I want to go in the house and do my nails. So again, thank you for watching. Please remember to click the like button and the subscribe button for more how